Hello and welcome to a Talking Told podcast. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by
Hayden.
And today we're going to be talking about the TMNT 2003 Season 1 Episode 7, The Way of Invisibility. What do you think about this episode?
Well, this episode is certainly an eye-opener for me, this one. We go into so much more details, and it's a really good character developing episode, which I think is really, really good, and I love this sort of stuff. This episode opens up to new avenues, new characters, even a interesting story arc that I had in mind.
Oh god. What story arc?
Casey Jones and Raph, like their own thing, their own group. So without the Turtles, it's just Casey and Raph fighting crime on the streets of New York.
Okay.
What do you think?
Where are you going with this point? What, like, as like an actual like storyline, or just like its own like TV show or something like that?
Maybe a TV show, maybe a spin-off, who knows?
It would be cool, but don't get me wrong, I would love to see that, but like, they would never make that in a million years.
But you know, it's cool to dream. It's cool to dream, Teddy.
No, that's not the point. We're not here to have fun. I'd say that with this episode, it's a really interesting one. Just like you said, I feel so that it really develops like the actual main storyline which they're going for throughout the series, and also like creates a lot of mystery, which I'm pretty sure that's something like which you like enjoyed about the episode. Okay, so first start off with the episode with Saki talking to Han and Baxter Stockman, who's now lost an eye, and is talking about how they failed and stuff like that. What do you think about this little scene here?
That scene was pretty cool. Seeing Master Shredder and Han and Baxter Stockman, I was really glad to see Baxter back. Seeing him back with his new eye patch, his character is developing, and I just love how that is. Like, how a character is developing so much like Baxter's. Like, I really do like Baxter Stockman, if you couldn't already tell by the tone in my voice. Something about this Baxter Stockman, he has more authority, he has more confidence in himself, and just seeing his character grow and develop is just an awesome one. But seeing him looking at the results of the heat scan from Turtles, seeing that and saying it's a hoax, it's a government project, that was pretty interesting for me. It's like, oh my god, maybe it is a government project, but we all know it was the Turtles from the heat scan. But seeing Han there as well, that was interesting. And of course, Master Shredder is just tearing into them and is not happy in the slightest manner.
I must like this scene, I really did just like with Saki, I don't know, I liked his attitude throughout it all, and I did like his more angry side of him, as I would say that because of how his character is in this show compared to other versions of Shredder, and he is like quite strong, quite powerful, and like even like, quite a threat. I would say that seeing this angry side, just like show of just what type of character he is, and even like seeing the punishments which Baxter went through because he failed him once, he lost an eye and all that, and like it's just amazing how things like quickly go from 1 to 11 extremely fast with Baxter Stockman and Shredder in this universe. The things which I was all confused by, is that Shredder was able to move extremely fast in certain scenes. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that. He like moved so quickly, like even the screen, like, it was really weird. I thought he had like Super Saiyan powers or something like that. Something ridiculous. Like he could be like a secret supervillain with powers.
I mean, like, everything going like really fast. It's really weird because this is actually, I think if I remember correctly, this is literally the only time this ever happens in the show. So it could have been better if they were to actually do this a lot more, but with this being like a one-time thing, it did feel a bit weird. And also, like, another thing is, because Baxter had an eye missing, like, what you expecting now? Or was you just expecting Baxter to just be normal?
be honest, I was expecting Baxter just to be normal, like from the first episode where he was completely unharmed. Like, I did not know Shredder would actually do that to him. Like, I thought the reason why he had a missing eye and the eye patch was from the Mauser facility, when the turtles destroyed the facility and of course stuff started flying and blowing up all over the place. I thought he got caught in the crossfire of that. I didn't know until later on in the episode that Shredder actually took it out on him. That was, like, I didn't even clock onto that till like halfway through the episode. I'm like, no way, Shredder actually took that punishment on Baxter. That is just unreal.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is like it's a running gag that he keeps losing body parts and all that. As much as it really is messed up, and it somehow works for this character, especially with like one specific episode. But like, it's so messed up that like they keep doing it over and over again, and it's just like how to get away with it, because like the thing is, you can look back on the previous episodes and be like, yeah, he was definitely missing that body part and all that. It's just like, how?
Wait, they
but
keep
like, at the same time, it's really
parts?
cool. But yeah, okay, so going into the next scene, we've got the turtles training in the dark with Master Splinter, and that's when Casey Jones comes in. What do you think about this scene?
Just hold fire for 1 sec. Did you just say they keep removing body parts from him?
Oh yeah, they just keep going over and over again. It's just like a running gag on the show. It's so messed up.
Oh my god. So you're telling me...
This is not a one-time thing. This is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning. So wait.
Yes.
How far are they gonna...
Just you wait.
How far are they gonna go? Are they gonna put his head in a jar or something?
Do you want me to answer that properly? With the end result?
Oh god, I don't know if I want to know, to be honest with you. This is kind of disturbing.
They take it to the extreme.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's... I mean, at one point they do quite literally put him in a brain in a jar. That's how extreme they do get.
Oh my god. That is...
Yeah.
Oh god. I don't know if I want to go watch that episode or not.
Well, just you wait, we got a few more seasons for it to all develop. But yeah, going back to the original thing, what do you think about that scene with Casey and Turtles training?
Well, I really did like seeing the turtles train. That was pretty cool. Seeing Master Splinter training the turtles to become invisible, silent ninjas. That was pretty cool to see. And seeing how their training involves the stealth of the ninja, and I can't pronounce the word that they use to describe the training, because knowing me, I will probably butcher the word. But seemed really cool. However, I gotta point this out. Master Splinter has some moves. Like, he has some incredible flexibility, some acrobatic skills that I had never seen before until recent. And it was just pretty cool to see how flexible, acrobatic he was. It was, to be honest, I wasn't expecting it from Master Splinter.
Yeah, I must admit, like, that whole training scene I really did enjoy. I mean, one, it's so creative and so unique, just drive around on poles in the dark, and the whole, I don't know, it felt very unique to this version. I really did enjoy it. And yeah, other than Master Splinter stuff, it's something which you wouldn't expect, but at the same time, with what they do, I mean, just because of how little they use Master Splinter in Turtles, it is surprising that when he does actually do something, you're like, oh shit, he's actually a really good character. Yeah. But we do have Casey Jones that comes in and ruins it, and then becomes a very bad house guest. What do you think about that scene?
Well, to be honest, one, I was not expecting Casey Jones to find out about the secret door that led into the turtle lair. That was completely unexpected. I'm like, okay, who's this guy? And then, of course, we then find out it's Casey. That was just completely unexpected. It's like, how the hell has Casey found the lair? Like, who told him? And of course, then we find out the turtles told him. probably the worst decision that they've made so far in the series by telling him where the lair is and the secret door. And to be honest, I'm surprised Casey wasn't followed, knowing his track record and history. Oh, jeez, it was a weird one to say the least. But yeah, Casey is just like a uncontrollable toddler at this point. Like, I don't know any other words to describe his personality at this very point. He's uncontrollable, spoiled, and he's a child. Literally. I cannot describe him better than those 3 words right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a bit weird because, like, Casey, I would have thought the Turtles would have told Mark Splinter about him, but I guess they didn't. I did find that a little bit weird. But then, when Casey comes in and just starts, like, in the Last Slice Pizza, putting the news on, and breaking devices, I mean, it just seems so weird, or, because, like, I mean, just because he's such a bad house guest, like, so rude and all that.
I know.
I mean, I would never dream of doing anything like that to anyone else's home, and he just comes in and does that. Oh, God. How can people live themselves by doing that?
No idea. Honestly, it's completely out of character.
Yeah. But then we do get Baxter Stockman showing off the foot tech ninjas, and them fighting each other. What do you think about this little scene?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of my favourite scenes within this episode, because, I just gotta say this now, the Robo Foot Clang ninjas look so awesome. I just gotta say this, I love their design, and how the animators, and the people that designed the character, it just looks so good. It kinda reminds me of the Blue Beetle from Teen Titans. You want that sort of thing, and it just looks really cool.
Oh yeah, I can actually sort of see that now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I saw a quick video of the Blue Beetle in the Teen Titans series, the animated one. Of course, I made a comparison between the two. I'm thinking, oh my god, that is so cool. Even though they are the complete different series to one another, they just look so similar and alike. And of course, I love their technology, like the invisibility cloaking. That was so good. It was just really good, and combined with the foot, their movements as well, their fighting techniques is incredible. And I just gotta say, it's really cool, and I really want to see these more in the series to come, because I think these are going to be a really big threat to the Turtles.
Okay, I'm going to start from my opinion, and then I'll ruin your dreams. So yeah, I must admit, I do really like this scene. I think that having the foot technique just being able to get shown off, it's like really cool. Oh, I can't deny that. It was like a really cool scene to see, like the Foot Clan, like, upgrading, become better. And yeah, the foot tech ninjas are just so amazing with the designs. They're so cool. I mean, I feel like everyone can agree on that, like, that's probably the one constant thing about seeing throughout comments about this episode, saying that, these foot tech ninjas are so cool. I mean, there is another scene that people do comment a lot about, and we'll be getting to that in a minute. And yeah, the foot tech ninjas are so cool. But like, the thing is that, because we even seen in this episode that the foot tech ninjas are really powerful, and you can only be stopped if you're very good at knowing where things are without seeing them, or you have the goggles. And they do make the decision to actually not use the foot tech ninjas that much. I mean, they do show up here and there, but nothing too crazy like every episode. So I mean, on the one hand, I do like how they're not overusing them, and they can feel a threat when they are on the screen. But I do think that the problem with that is that you create these really cool characters and you're not using them to their full potential. I mean, I'm just thinking now, just because you could like really go really dark with this show and just have like these foot ninjas going around assassinating people. Like, there's so many cool options you could do, but with this show and all that, they are very limited, and it's really disappointing.
Damn.
But yeah, so then afterwards we got Raph and Casey go out to the streets, and they fight the Purple Dragons as well as the Foot Ninjas, and they lose. What do you think about this scene?
Well, this scene was the actual inspiration for the Casey Jones and Raphael spin-off that I said at the start of this podcast. Because
Okay, a bit understandable.
because when you just see the two in the darkness and the lighting and the lighting and the shading and all the stuff comes together, you just see them two. They're like Batman and Robin, honestly. It looked so good. And I'm thinking that should be its own thing. A huge spin-off and a huge story arc to that. But anyways, I digress. I don't want to go into this because we'll be here all night long. But what I liked about that scene is that the Raph didn't know about spray paint. That was the weirdest thing about it. I just want to shout that out as well. That was kind of weird. It's like, hold on a minute. You live in the sewers and you don't know what spray paint and the graffiti is? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really notice that, but I do think that because that title's been around for ages and like graffiti is pretty much everywhere, I don't think it really makes too much difference. But like, oh god, would he first fight with the Purple Dragons? For some reason, for me, that fight felt like it felt very natural. Just seeing Casey and Raph just go out on patrol, fight some Purple Dragons on the nightly patrol. It was just so natural for Raph and Casey. Oh god, I really did enjoy that fight scene. What do you think of that one?
It was good. It did feel natural, like you said. I 100% agree with you on that one. Just seeing them two in action, they are like the brothers. Like Casey Jones is literally the fifth brother to the Turtles, honestly. It's like having another Raph around, which I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I guess we'll find out. What do you think about the one with the Turtles or Raph and Casey versus the Foot Tech Ninjas?
That was pretty cool to see. Seeing the Foot Tech Ninjas in action, seeing how they operate and seeing how they work. However, I did want to point out something. Did you notice when Casey Jones knocks out the Foot Ninja's eye socket and you could see a human eye?
Yeah.
Are they suits or are they actual robots? That's what I want to know.
They're people, I'm pretty sure. Just because, like, in this version, they don't use... I mean, like, with these foot soldiers, they're not robots. There are, like, robots in the series, but these are not the robot ones. But I'm pretty sure they're actual people, but then again, they don't actually take off their mask or anything, so it's very hard to be like, yeah, like they're robots or anything, but I'm pretty sure they are humans. Just because they have like the increased strength, increased speed, and all that. So, yeah.
Got ya. Because when Casey Jones said they ain't human, and of course Raph said, "I know, I ain't human, I ain't either." That's where
I think it's just referring to like the looks of it, and just like saying just because like how strong they are. I think. I'm pretty sure that's what it's referring to.
Got ya. That's where I got a bit confused at that point. Whether they were human or actual robots. Because it would have been cool if they were robots, but it's even cooler for the suit to be working. Yeah. If you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah. I mean, this scene, I really did enjoy, I like this one, and I feel like there are like some really cool elements in this one, such as like Casey using the spray paint to like spray the Foot Tech Ninjas. It's just a really interesting fight scene, I would say. But that does lead on to possibly the best bit about this episode and maybe even the whole show. The scenes on the boat with Raphael and Han. What did you think of those? Because I'm pretty sure there's a certain bit in there that you definitely got a reaction out of.
Now that you say it, I'm trying to figure out which one is it that you think I'm gonna have a reaction to, but I'll say my bit and then
your mama.
Oh yes, your mama. Yes. Yeah. Oh my god. That was so funny to me when Raph was being interrogated by Han in the torture room, and of course when Han said, "Oh, who gave you these blades?" and then of course Raphael comes out with the greatest comeback of the century, "Your mama." that just tied it for me at that point. That thing was just the highlight of the episode, like the highlight of the series per se. Maybe, who knows?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like,
I
it
must
was
admit,
good. It was perfect.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing which, after I put out the post on social media asking for people's comments, the majority of comments are just all have to do with this one scene about Ralph saying your mum and all that. I'm pretty sure everyone just forgets about the whole episode and only remember this one specific scene, but like, it's justified. It's so hilarious and it works so well. I mean, the only thing that I'm still wondering is like, was this actually like one of the first times that joke was being used, or was this like the first time? Because, I mean, just because it feels old enough to be one of the first times, but I'm not too sure really.
Yeah.
Like, do you know when like that joke was first used?
Well, your mama jokes didn't really. Well, oh god, we're going. Well, your mama jokes were very popular. Like, I would say when, like 2015 or something like that, maybe. But your mama is like the your mama jokes. I'm not too sure, to be honest. That the first thing I heard of your mama jokes was back in like 2015, 2016, that sort of time.
Oh, this came out in 2003.
Yeah, 2003. Like, it is.
This has to be like one of the first like times, unless there was like stuff in the 80s and 90s. But I feel as though this is like one of the, because like, I don't be like make out to be like something bigger than what it is, and I could be talking about something wrong and be like, oh yeah, this was the first time, but like,
yeah,
I don't think it is. But at the same time, I don't think there was anything before that I can remember.
Well, I've never.
But
heard
again,
of
I'm not
it
too sure. Really.
Now, so yeah, it's crazy though.
Yeah,
like that. But going back to the scene, it was just your mama. I was not expecting a your mama joke in there whatsoever. That just threw me off guard. I was like, did he actually just say that? Did he actually just say a your mama? Oh, that was just the highlight. Like, after that, everything just went just a blur. It was just that one scene that stuck in my head. Is like, your mama. That is literally.
yeah.
It was a good scene. Let's just say that.
Because I mean, just, like most of the comments which I received about this episode is saying like how good it is, and roughly so, it's a really good episode. But like everyone comments about this one scene, and it's like, great, can you talk about something else? But like, I must admit, I do think that this is actually the peak Raphael scene in all told media. It is just so good. I mean, of course, your mum joke. And then he tries to kill Hun with using the gas thing, and this scene, the whole scene is just amazing. And then Baxter, like, telling Hun that you ruined it, and then Hun turn around saying, no, it's on your foot soldiers now, and it's like, oh my god, this whole scene was just amazing. It's peak Raph.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, saying that, we do have the turtle, or the other turtles, find Raph, and that's when they lead into the final battle. Now, quickly before we do get into the final battle, we'll talk about that. How didn't Raph hear the foot soldiers running behind him? Like, because you could clearly hear them with the water and stuff like that. So, what went wrong there?
Oh my god, yeah, now that you say it out loud, why didn't he? Like, we heard them in the alleyway, didn't we? We heard them, and we could know where they are as the audience, but when Raph was in the sewers, like, surely he would have picked up on the fact that he was being followed because of the footsteps, the sound of footsteps against the water. Sure, the sewers is a noisy place with the rushing of water, so maybe he misheard or didn't realise it was the invisible foot soldiers that were after him. Besides, he really didn't even know that he did know the foot soldiers existed, but maybe he misheard it. But now that you say it out loud, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I mean, it's really weird, but at the same time, it's a TV show, so what do you really expect? But what do you think about the final battle scene where like all the turtles are fighting the foot tech ninjas?
That was this is going back to the previous podcast that we did. Do you remember when I said Bravo 6 going dark?
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It reminded me of that again. Call of Duty, Bravo 6 going dark.
Yeah.
It's just like the night vision goggles, like the whole thing. Like, they've got military tech behind them. Like, they're going to war. That was funny. Just seeing that happen. That just what reminded me of just Call of Duty all over again. With the night vision goggles, the heat vision goggles. Like, they were ready for war. They were packing. That's what I can say.
Yeah. Casey looked amazing, though.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh, and a quick side note, Casey Jones actually reminded me of Ghost, of the actual Ghost in Call of Duty. Like, he reminded me of Ghost. For those who understand what I'm talking about, Call of Duty, with Ghost, with his skeleton mask, you would know.
Yeah, and like, also another thing with Casey, which I really enjoyed, when he was, because when the foot ninjas was taking Wrath, he, did some golfing and hit him with mud. I really enjoyed that scene, just because I feel as though that if there was just, like, any other version, he would have used, like, golf pucks and all that. And I liked how they made it a bit more realistic in using, like, his surroundings, a bit more, he interacted with the environment, and he wasn't wasting, like golf pucks. I mean, if this was Hawkeye, he would shot 2 arrows and would have forgotten about the arrows. So, yeah. I really enjoyed that scene. It made it a bit more realistic in a way, and I really can't wait to see much more of this Casey, like, using his environment, his actual weapons, and just being Casey.
Definitely. Like, now that you say it, he did use the dirt, he used his surroundings, and I'm not gonna lie, sure, Casey Jones is the worst house guest you could ever have, but he's got a brain in there. He's actually smart. He's strategic. He's smart.
I think that's up for debates.
Well, he's using his environment. He's on his way to becoming a good and decent, like, combative character within the series, but as a house guest and just in general social and communication with others it needs some work. Let's just say that.
Yeah, he's very problematic, as we clearly saw last episode. But yeah, there was also like, the last little bit where we get to see Mikey take out a foot soldier. He was gonna drop Casey in the water. Did anything say about that?
I didn't really have much to say for that scene. Of course, I do gotta say when Mikey came out of nowhere, that was something. I'm like, I wasn't expecting Mikey to come in and save the day or anything like that. Like, I know this may sound bad, but I kind of forgot about Mikey for a sec. Like, because there was so much going on in the action that you didn't realize how many turtles were actually fighting at the time. And then Mikey comes out of nowhere saying, silent, stealth, ninja, and he just jumps in, karate chops the guy, he falls in, saves Casey, Donnie saves Casey, but you get the point. It was unexpected of him, because he's usually the dork type of guy, he plays around and all that, but it was actually pretty creative what he did.
Yeah, also I'd like to add on to the whole sewer thing is that, this sewer, like, for me, I feel as though, like I've been saying in the past few episodes and all this, is that I really like the sewers in this series, because 2012, it was basically using the same model over and over again, but acting like it was a different sewer. I mean, clearly in this one, we've got to see this big, open, surrounding area with different walkways and all that can lead on to new stuff. It's like a really interesting new environment, and they do, like, use it to its proper advantage with using the water to take out the bad guys, but then having the, like, ledge, because, like, in other episodes, we do get to see the turtles come from that alleyway. So, I like the environment about this scene. It feels, I don't know, like, I think, like, best way to describe it is that each scene and shot feels very unique to that scene and shot, compared to, like, 2012, which reuses the same sewer over and over again.
Definitely.
But yeah, then we do have the final scene where Hun rats out Baxter and says that basically the Foot-Tech Ninjas are the reason why this all failed, and that's when Shredder sends him off to get another body part removed. What do you think about this scene?
I'm not gonna lie, I did like the lighting in that scene, and of course, talking back to the first scene when we're with Shredder, I did like the dynamic lighting of the flames, the fire, and I've probably said this in previous episodes, but that was pretty cool to see, the dynamic lighting as well. And of course, seeing the battered foot ninjas, seeing the damage on them, that was pretty cool to see as well. But the thing that got me was Shredder doesn't take any punishment out on Han. Like, Han is his favourite, and Baxter's like his own little punching bag, if you understand that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, no matter what way you look at it, Han was more or less the reason, because, like, this was still his plan, and he was using Baxter's invention, so I do feel as though both of them should have got punished, as it wasn't just solely Baxter's, fault for it, because Han was the reason why they went out, Han was the reason why Raph escaped, and Han was basically the reason why it failed. So, I feel as though both of them should have got punished, but, Han's Han. But yeah, also like the foot soldiers thing, I did really like the battle look for them. It really made it look more really interesting. So they had gone through a lot more worse stuff. But oh god, just imagine if Casey went down there, he would have died. Yikes.
Oh god, yeah, he would have died, for sure.
Yeah. But going back to the Baxter thing, what do you think he's gonna lose for the next episode? Or, when he does appear next?
Well, I think he's gonna lose either one of his hands or one of his arms. That's what I'm thinking of. Or potentially, well, as we already know, he's not gonna lose a little diddy toe. He's gonna lose his whole body part. From the amount of information that you've given me and from watching this episode, with his eye gouged and he's scarred in the eye, it looks like he's gonna get one of the major parts. Not just a little toe or something, just oh, you better not do it again, otherwise I'll take your big toe. He's gonna have his arm or hand off, that sort of body part removing, if you get what I mean,
Yeah.
Shredder ain't messing around.
I was just thinking this. Baxter Stockman only had one eye, but yet he wears a pair of glasses. Why didn't he have a monocle or contact lenses? He only had one eye.
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you, because he did have glasses, because he had the eye patch in his actual glasses. You can actually get that in certain glasses, so you could have an eye patch, a black cover in one part of the glasses, and the other in a normal lens. That you can do that. So that was pretty cool to see.
Okay. Well, I was just thinking about that. Okay, so yeah. What do you think about this episode overall?
Overall, this episode was a decent one. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the one thing that I took from this is that Raph said a your mama joke. Your mama. That is the only thing that I'm taking from this episode. Apart from the foot ninjas, apart from the tech ninjas and all that sort of stuff, the your mama just stuck with me. It's in my head now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was just thinking, the actual last scene, we got character comes in and talk to these three people. What would you think of that scene? I just remembered it.
Ooh. The three characters.
Yeah, the guys at the end.
Could you remind me? I think I forgot about that one too.
So basically this guy walks in, says that Shredder knows their location, and there's the turtles.
Oh!
And these three guys go just watch them, and all that.
Yes, I remember now. That was pretty
Very
cool to
memorable
see.
scene.
Yes. That was pretty mysterious. I'm thinking, who the hell are these people? And I'm thinking this could be a secret underground ghost government or something crazy. But then when they start talking together in intervals, it seems pretty weird. This looks like some sort of alien facility, and I'm putting my bets on it's the Krang. The Krang knows that the Krang are there. They've been waiting for years. They've been hiding among us, the human race, and now they're finally coming out. And this is just the crazy thing about it.
You're I don't know, like you're like on the right tracks to getting everything sorted. Like, but, it's really annoying just because like again with like the last show, is like this is like one of those situations where like I wish you'd watched the show beforehand just so that I can just go into like start talking about spoilers and stuff like that. But because you haven't, you're making this very difficult for me. But yeah, I must admit with that scene, I did like how it was like setting things up for potential stuff for the future and setting up mystery. Yeah, it was a really cool scene. But yeah, like for this thing, there's an episode overall for me. I would say that this one, it was a really good episode. A lot of good stuff about it. I don't know if this will be like a top 10 episode, but like there are like so many good things in this episode that I could definitely see it definitely made it onto the list. There, so many great things about this one. But yeah, do you want to hear some comments?
Let's hear them.
Okay, so on Facebook, great. Robert Rumphrey and Chio Weasley, they put no spoilers, and also spoilers. This episode's been out for 20 years, I'm pretty sure.
Wait, hold up. They said no spoilers?
Yes, to a 20-year-old episode that you could literally watch online for free, and yet they're saying don't give out spoilers.
Well,
this
they could be like watching it now, and they want no secrets or no surprises. Like myself, I'm watching this as well, and I'm learning about it all and being secretive and all that. So, well,
yeah, I know, but like the thing is, like in the post which I did give, there was like no real like spoilers to the actual episode. I was saying like I was just saying like in the post saying like I like this bit, but I didn't actually go into full detail about anything. But yet they're still saying the show's been out for 20 years now. I'm pretty sure by this point, if you haven't seen it, then just don't even bother commenting on these posts. I mean, I'll be back next week commenting on next week's episode. So you know, I can't wait to spoil more episodes then. Got Scales motto. They put, I think it's very obvious, the show was only just starting off in this episode. I think it has a solid plot. Also appreciate the Yo Mama joke. I'm biased to like it no matter what, because Hun is one of my favourite villains in this series, and I appreciate it when he gets screen time. Yeah, Hun is just amazing in the show. Yeah, but I do definitely think, I do sort of agree with this post in a way, saying that the show was done off this episode. I don't know, because I don't think it truly started off in this one. I'd say everything, like the whole pacing and the storyline truly felt like the show in about episode 10. But like, I can definitely see why someone would say that. But like, in terms of like story-wise, yeah, this was more or less where things were kicking off, really. Yeah. Then Elizabeth Barlow, they put, I love the episode because I love Casey-centered episodes. Now, I wouldn't really say this was a Casey-centered episode, would you?
To be honest, not really, no. Like, I wouldn't say that this is a Casey-based episode, but I could see where they're coming from.
Casey has like more of a focus in the episode to make it somewhat believable, but at the same time, it's not really. If anything, I would have said it's more of a rough episode.
Yeah.
Oak Tree 77, they put, I like the way it furthers back to the storyline, which is one of the best parts of the show, in my opinion. The Foot Tech Ninjas are fun adversaries. I wish we saw more of them. Yeah, I can't deny that. Like, I agree with all that. Okay. YouTube, this is where things get really interesting. Magma Striker, they put, Rav did, I think, the first ever Your Mama joke in this episode. I do love it big time just for that fact alone. And yeah, this is where you're going to hear a lot of the Your Mama joke bits. Sarah the Wolf, 1983, they put, I love the episode, it's so cool. M. Robertson, they put, just watched it again yesterday, very good 8 out of 10. Okay, so with this one, how would you rate this one out of 10? I would give this like a 7 out of 10, I would say.
I want to give it a good rating, but I don't want to say give this a good rating and then override this episode for another episode. If you understand where I'm coming from, because I haven't seen the full series yet. But
no. I was just like saying like, if you just say this episode like, if you give out like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, like something like that.
Oh right, my bad. I'll give it a 9.
Okay. Well, that's actually quite high for an episode. Yeah. I can understand why you would give it. But I'd say it was a 7. Bunny edits. They put. I watched that episode and Raph really asked for a death wish. I mean, he sort of did, but at the same time, it was totally worth it with the mama joke and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Tunamont Canava. I know I said it wrong. Sorry. They put, this is one of my favourite episodes. I really love the part when Raph escapes on his own, and Raph's "your mama" joke is arguably the best Raph line ever. So yeah, there's like a lot of things that go on with like, I don't know why. If also this is the only thing that people remember from this episode. I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing, but at the same time, I wish people would remember it for the other good stuff throughout this episode. But yeah. Okay, do you want to hear some trivia for this episode?
Let's hear it.
Okay, so real world references. When Casey turns on the TV in Toad's lair, you can hear a famous Chinese or Mandarin news in the background, CCTV or another famous Chinese news station. Oh, that's quite cool. And also Casey makes a reference to the to Star Trek with the cloaking device, or like a cloaking thing when he's talking about the foot technicians asking if they're Klingons. Did you notice that?
Yes. Oh, that's the thing that I forgot to say as well. I forgot to say that I really liked Casey's reference to Star Trek and the Klingon.
Yeah,
that was the thing that got me, and I can't believe I forgot to say it.
Yeah, I must admit, it does feel like a Donatello or a Mikey line. I would say that as well.
Definitely.
The miscellaneous trivia. This is Baxterman's first punishment, and there is like a episode in the future, but like actually does show Han actually taking out his left eye. It was actually clawed out, so just to make it a bit more darker, shall we? This episode, this is the first episode where Casey enters the lair and meets Smart Splinter for the first time. And this is the appearance of the Guardians. And that's all we're going to say about them. We will find out a lot more in upcoming episodes. Okay, so for the cast, we've got Scott Williams, who did Baxter Stockman, Mark Thompson did Casey Jones, Sam Riegel does Donatello, Greg Carey does Han, Michael Sinterklaas does Leonardo, Wayne Grayson does Michelangelo, Frank Frankson or Gregory Avery does Raphael, Darren Dunstan does Splinter, Scotty Ray does Orokusaki, and the Guardian, or the one that was actually talking, or the main one on his own, that was played by Frederick B. Owens, and and those cancelled 3 people, they're actually played by Darren Dunstan, who did Splinter. So yeah, that's quite cool. So who do you want to look into this week?
Oh, I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. It's we've already done Donnie's character, we've done Mikey's character. Have we?
I don't think we've done Donnie yet.
Damn, I'm not too sure. Have we done Leo's? No, we haven't done Donnie.
No, we haven't done Donnie yet. We haven't done Leo, or I don't think we've done Mikey. Just like say a character, and I'll just say if we've done him or not.
Donnie. Have we done Donnie?
No, I don't think we have. If not, we're doing him again.
Alright,
okay,
sweet.
so have you heard of a TV show called Critical Role? It's on like Twitch and stuff.
Role.
It's about like Dungeons and Dragons.
Ah, that rings a bell.
Yeah, he's a Twitch TV show where like loads of voice actors come on and play Dungeons and Dragons, and he's one of them.
Oh.
Yeah, and surprisingly, That show has kicked off really well. It's now spinning off into its own series of, I think it's like they're getting like a Netflix show or something, action figures. It's done pretty well, and yeah.
What's his name? Sorry?
Sam Riegel. He's been in a lot of stuff that we've definitely seen. Okay, so yeah, just looking down now. I should wait for the things to load in before I start making judgment or just saying he's been in stuff. Okay. He was in The Last of Us Part 2 as additional voices. Final Fantasy, additional voices. Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order.
No way.
Yeah. What else? He's been in, Minecraft Story Mode as a griefer.
No way.
Fallout 76. What else has he been in? Scooby-Doo and Batman, The Brave and the Bold as Dr. Archelaus Milo. Lego Friends. He was in the short animated TV show, like very short, as Egghead. I'm pretty sure he was the voice for, do you remember the Amazing Spider-Man games?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he did Spider-Man in that.
Oh my god, I'm just realising what he's done. So sorry, but he's been in the new series Star Wars The Bad Batch, and I am a huge fan of Star Wars, and he's been in The Bad Batch.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff. Lego Batman 3. Yeah, he's actually one of the most successful voice actors from this series. Compared to, I want to say like all the actors are successful, but like they were more or less like, this is one of their like biggest hit shows, and after the 2000s they sort of went downhill really. I wouldn't say like in their life, but like their career didn't really kick off too well. I don't really like to like judge and be like, oh yeah, you're bad, but like compared to other actors and all that. Final Fantasy.
Crazy, though.
Yeah, he was in Final Fantasy, Resident Evil 6. He's just been in like loads of stuff. But I'm pretty sure if you was to look down, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he's been in that."
Most of this. He's been in Fallout 4 as well.
Yeah,
His brother
he's
Devin.
done so much.
His brother. Oh my god, he's just. Oh my god, Minecraft Story Mode again.
Oh my. Hayden, did you watch Gormiti as a child?
Gormichi. Oh my god, yeah, Gormichi, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He did the voice of the water guy.
No way.
Yeah, he did the voice of that guy.
He's been in Gears of War, Judgment, Aliens, Colonial Marines, Halo 4. Oh my god, he's been in Halo 4. He's been in Halo. Oh my god, this has made my day. He's been in Halo. Sorry, Halo's also a favourite of mine as well. He's been in so much.
Yeah.
Like, most of it is my childhood. Like, he's been in all the stuff that I've played and seen. Iron Man, he's been in Iron Man. He's the masked man, the reporter on TV, and the TV reporter as well.
Yeah, he's done so much.
And he's in Black Ops.
Fun?
He's in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh. Yeah, he's done so much, and he's like one of the most famous people from this show, and it's honestly surprising just what he's been able to do and what he's actually in. But yeah, like some of his most famous roles are Turtles and Critical Role. I mean, there are like a few other ones, but those two are like the main ones. Which, if you just like say, oh, he was in that and did that, you're like, oh yeah. Also, this is actually quite an interesting fact. You know the motion comic we did, the first one where he played that human guy who was. Oh, yeah. Well, he did the voice of that character as well.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna lie. I do feel like honoured, but I do feel like I could have done it better. If I know a person like Sam Riegel was the voice of that character, I feel like I've done him wrong.
Yeah, I mean, even I want to branch off a little bit and talk about the that Critical Role thing. like, because they have people like Laura Bailey, who does the voice of Black Widow in like the Avengers TV show, the Avenger game. She's MJ in the Spider-Man game. She does a lot of stuff. Ashley Johnson, she's been in Turtles. You had the guy who did the voice of Red Skull, Thor in the Avengers TV show. They're all in that Critical Role show. So to have someone like like Sam Riegel, who I want to say that he is, even though he is famous, he doesn't seem as famous as all the other ones. But to see him like be very successful, it's like, oh my god, I can't believe him. Like, he's done all this. Like, it's really amazing.
It's crazy. Just seeing him in these different roles. Like, he's even been in some movies. Olympus Has Fallen, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle series, Blue Exorcist as well, the Star Wars, the Halo, the Black Ops games. He's even been in One Punch Man, Rage 2, Fallout 76. It's just incredible to see how much he's done and how much he's represented a lot of people's, like, childhoods. Like, these are the stuff that we used to watch, we used to play, and he's in majority of everything that we've seen. And it's just incredible.
Yeah.
And knowing that, he's such an important character. And, oh my gosh, he's even been, sorry, I'm just looking through it, and he's been in Mad Max as well. He's been in Mad Max.
Oh my.
The game. He's been in Mad Max, the video game. It would have been cool for Mad Max, but he's been in Mad Max, the video game. That is such a good one. Lego Batman, Arkham Knight. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I could be here all night going through this guy's IMDb, but literally, it is insane how much he's done, and God. He's in The Last of Us as well. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's the most famous character from this show, but even so, like, what he's been able to do is just impressive. I also got kind of bad, like, I also feel like bad talking about these actors. I don't mean like in a bad way, but like, it's one of those things where like, they've done so much for my childhood, and they've been in so much. I feel so that I'm not talking about them enough, or like I'm not talking about them in the right way, because he's done so much. How can I just put that into like a 10-minute segment? I just can't.
There is literally so much. Literally, we could go through every single one of these on his list right now. We could talk about it for hours on end, just for one. Like, for instance, Call of Duty Black Ops, Halo 3, Halo 4. Halo 4, and just every other movie he's been in, The Bad Batch. He's also been in Bleach as well. Oh my god.
Oh. Wow.
Like, even
should
Iron Man.
Stay back on topic with the actual podcast.
Sorry,
I feel like it's going to be here forever,
bad.
just going over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been in that.
Yeah, stay on track, come on, mate.
Okay, so, getting back to, this. Okay, so for next week's episode, which is an amazing episode, one of the best episodes, from this season, it is Fallen Angel. What do you think is going to happen in that episode?
Fallen Angel, that's such a good one as well. That's such a good name.
Do you mean I'd say who, like, the main focus of the episode is, just so they can have like, an understanding, because it's like very obscure, or it doesn't really say too much about the episode.
I want to say, Fallen Angel. Hold on a sec, my brain's thinking. It's going in overdrive right now.
It's a new character.
It's a new character. Oh, okay then. It wasn't who I was thinking it was then.
Who was you thinking of?
I was thinking of April. Like, April's gonna be in trouble, and of course, Casey or someone's gonna save her. And that's what I'm thinking of, perhaps. Like, Casey Jones saves her while she's falling, because maybe April is the angel. And I was thinking along the lines of the Andrew Garfield, the Andrew Garfield version of the Spider-Man, where Gwen falls to her death. That sort of situation was coming in my head at the moment.
Yeah, they're definitely sticking away from that.
Right. I don't know then. Honestly, I do not know who this new character or whatever it is. It could be... Is it someone that I've already seen?
No. It's
Right.
no. The actual character is called Angel, and the character is brand new for this show. It's just like a hunting situation all over again, where like the character's brand new for this show, so you won't know anything about the character until you actually see them. And I feel as though you might enjoy them, but at the same time, I'm not exactly too sure. But you will really enjoy the episode.
Right. Well, I'm lost for words then.
Okay, the next thing is, who do you think is going to start the episode? Because you will be wrong.
I've got it wrong the last couple of times. I am just gonna go with Leo then.
Okay, you are wrong. So, okay, so the thing is, you have not got this because you were only thought of turtles speaking. I'm gonna give you another guess, and this time it's not a turtle. Who do you think it could be?
I want to say someone. I want to say Baxter, but I know it's probably not going to be Baxter.
You are wrong. Do you want to
Shredder.
just tell you?
It's Shredder,
No.
isn't it? No, not
No.
Shredder. Damn. Just tell me.
You?
Just put me out of my misery. Casey.
Yeah.
Well, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I think it's like I can't remember who did the one who just speaks afterwards. But like, it's a weird thing to have Casey like start this one, but like at the same time, I'm not really complaining too much because everything about it is just amazing. The whole when I say you are really going to enjoy the episode, and like okay, so quick, like real quick, another question is like after you've seen Casey in quite a few episodes now, like are you enjoying his character?
I am. I generally am enjoying his character. His character's different, it's bold, and I like it. I like characters who have literally no sense at all, but are just an overall powerful character. Like, sure, he may have a brain that is the size of a pea, but yeah, somewhere. But he is a cool character because he's a character that can be developed. And I love the fact that characters in different TV series, in movies, they develop, they learn from their mistakes. I'm hoping Casey does the same thing, but knowing his track record, maybe not. But we'll see. But yeah, just gotta say, I love the characters who can be developed into something greater than themselves. That is what I love about the different series, and this is what I like about the series that we're doing right now. We're watching characters progress and grow over time to become a fighting force that cannot be reckoned with any other foe, which I just love about it.
Yeah, also just like saying, like going back to your point about character developing, because Casey does go through quite a bit of development, and like even seeing him through these 3 episodes, you can see that he's not as angry, and he's revealing a lot more about his character. Sort of really much with like his like very problematic ways in the last episode, and then going into this episode where it's just a very bad house guest. And I like how like each episode he does get a bit more better, but like it reveals more problems, but like he is developing in a good way. And then also it feels too that because he has like an actual reason to be there to take on Pearl Dragon's Hun and all that, it's like a really interesting thing to do with his character. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode?
Well, I think I've already said about all I can for this episode, but I'm going to say it again. This episode was a decent one to watch. I rate it a 9 on the scale, and is a really good episode for developing characters. And that's all I can say, to be honest with you, because I've already said what I needed to say.
Is the reason why it's so highly rated is because the Your Mama joke and also Sam Riegel is in the show now?
Yes.
Understandable. Yeah, overall, I think I've said everything I wanted to. I think I've said everything I wanted to. It's just an amazing episode. Some scenes that really do make this episode one of a kind. But yeah, okay, so yeah, if you don't want to get on the podcast, you can leave a comment on the YouTube post. what else? Facebook posts and Reddit. You can also leave an Anchor one with either voice or text, and we'll read it out. And yeah, so I've been Teddy,
And I've been Hayden.
and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.